This is also going to be a fun recording session because I still have a stent in my kidney, so that's good.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's
Why is your life actually full of pain?
It's going to be a real fun time. I might actually just need to drop an oxycodone like in the middle of this for the
Make sure you draw attention to it, for heaven's sakes.
Of course. Don't worry, it's all above board. I got it from the hospital themselves. Hello, everyone. I'm Dave Lucia, and I'm here with Hacky Sack.
And we are here today to present to you Myst Online, Uru Live.
And I'm just gonna be a huge jackass right off the bat here.
Stop telling me about our time traveling exploits.
We have now officially time traveled for every single Myst game that I have done editing for. Because you all see this is the first episode of Myst Online. We recorded this.
We finished it.
Yeah. How long ago did we record the first episode of Myst Online, do you think?
I don't know, 6 months ago?
At least. It was probably more than that, actually, because I think we recorded this first episode back when we were still recording Myst 3.
Can you at least pretend you don't know what's going on?
Oh, I can almost guarantee I don't actually remember, but I would like to I'd like to just take this time to, rather than talk about Myst Online, talk about what really upset you about Myst 4. Because
really, we're still doing this. Okay.
Well, it's actually a very particular reason. So of course, by the time this goes up, people will still have it fresh in their heads that Peter Gabriel was in Myst 4, because those last few episodes will have just gone up. So what brings this on in my mind is that I've been listening to a lot of really old Genesis lately. And Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins were both really big parts, like back in the 70s. They were both real big parts of Genesis, back when they were actually like a prog rock band. And I've been listening to them. It literally sounds nothing like any Phil Collins or Peter Gabriel music that you'll probably have heard, as that anyone listening to this will have probably heard. Like, it sounds nothing like them. Like, if you heard Peter Gabriel in the last Myst game, it sounds nothing like that at all. And it was remarkable, and I was just like gobsmacked by it. I didn't even know how to process it, so that was a real thing. And actually, like, old school Genesis is pretty good if you like prog rock, so I would recommend.
Okay, because I was on a total, like, I hate you Peter Gabriel binge. So.
It literally, like, even his voice sounds different. I mean, not that should be surprising since there was like a 30-year difference, but like, it's because you hear, hi guy.
Hey,
What's he
Zandy!
What's he doing again?
so
He's like one of the main people
I'm Zandy.
of the Denny Restoration
I probably
Committee.
know more about
All
why
right,
you're here than
so
you
the
do.
Denny Restoration
Don't
Committee.
worry about it.
Sure, go ahead and
just
go ahead and explain it.
Just not be
To the
He's telling us
people.
just to do things. It's okay.
I'm not really here to give you answers.
Denny Restoration Committee. They found this is New Mexico, guys. They found the cavern
She's left a
about 2
message
miles
for
under New Mexico.
Yeah,
So-
because we're suddenly in the future as compared to the previous games,
you. Find the
It's
journey.
about 40 years later, I think.
and
50, I don't know.
and we're in
Uh,
we're in real world now.
This is New Mexico.
Oh, and check with me if you need help.
So this guy, the Denny Restoration Committee, is trying to repopulate Dunny because that seems like a grand idea.
It's the best idea ever.
So that was a page. You pick up those pages, you get new things in that little home world that we saw at the start.
Yeah, and we also tapped the little handprint thing at the beginning there. You wanna?
We need to find 7 in every age
Yep.
in order to success.
Why is that?
Because Yisha said so.
But she hasn't told us yet, has she?
Oh, shush. She will soon.
So actually, is there a can we get there before we? We can get to her before we actually start pressing those, right?
You can, but why would you?
Well, because you don't know what they are or what they're for, or that you need to touch them. I mean,
It's an adventure game. You touch everything. I would have touched Zandy if that was an option.
That's disturbing, but okay.
Remember at the end of Riven,
roll with
I
it.
really like this connection. This connection is amazing. Remember at the end of Irvin, where everything fell through the chasm,
Yeah.
including us?
Yeah.
Well, here it is. This is where it all landed, including us.
Including us.
Yeah.
Just, a bunch of years in the future. That was fun.
Yeah.
Actually, so how did we get back to all of their areas if we fell into New Mexico?
Well, we plummeted to New Mexico, so we landed right on top of the Myst book, so we could go back, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that we just gave up on this world and just went back to Myst after a while.
Yeah, we decided that
everyone
New
home.
Mexico was just a little too boring, a little too standard.
Well, to be fair, we could get back. Atris later finds a book to the cleft, which is here. So that was how we could have gotten home in a less dramatic way.
How did all these cloth?
This is a work. I
get
hate
here anyway.
the works of the big fish of doom, and now it's dead here. I'm sure archaeologists would love it.
Yeah. How did the cloths get here in the first place anyway?
Presumably, Yisha hung them up.
Just went around putting them up so that we could be thrown on a scavenger hunt later.
Yes.
So, does she in fact have the ability to see the future, or was she just
There are questions. No, she doesn't.
So, was
She probably realized that people had discovered the cavern, and so just began hanging prove your worth things everywhere.
just on a wild hunch that people would stumble across them? It was, well, I mean, admittedly, once we actually see Yusha, we'll find out that that's not too out of character.
Yeah, pretty much. Ah!
Oh, well. Good thing there's no falling damage in this game.
It gets absurd. There was a couple glitches in the single-player version where you could climb to the top of this 150-foot cliff and then just throw yourself off, plummet to the ground, and keep walking.
We're gonna make a couple of really intense jumps in this playthrough, ourselves,
We may or may not go flying over lava. Yes.
Yeah. Some of the
And by may or may not, I mean we will. We absolutely will, multiple times.
I'm gonna, so much like with Myst 4, I'm gonna take the opportunity to spoil a future event for people.
Why do you keep doing this?
Because I don't care.
What event are you about to spoil for them?
So, I don't actually remember which episode it is, but there's one episode of Myst Online, which you might remember, where we have to climb a very long ladder.
Yes.
I made a joke in that video, which is very similar to a joke I made in episode 13 of Myst 4, where the episode of Myst 4, people I'm sure will remember, in which One Winged Angel starts playing.
My favorite moment.
I made a joke very similar to that, and a very similar event will happen. Yes.
Okay.
I already have done it. Don't worry.
Brilliant. I can't wait.
So, for anybody who knows their video game trivia pretty well, it's not exactly very obscure, but there is a song that is going to play as we are ascending a very long ladder, and that is the only hint that I will give. So I'm going to be more cryptic with this. I'm not going to spoil it.
We recorded this 6 months ago, so even I am really curious what song's going to play.
You don't Like, you know the franchise in question that I'm talking about, but you, I don't believe, have ever played them, so you won't.
Or it's probably a Zelda game.
No, it's a Sony game actually.
Okay.
But since you only play PC games, and even at that, you only play adventure games.
That's not true. I play only 95% adventure games. But
still,
yeah, okay.
Pretty well discounts any console games from the late 90s / early to mid 2000s.
I got a PS1. I got it in 2009.
Oh, you were so just on the curve there, weren't you?
Don't even talk.
I'm actually I made mention of it in a recent Shadowrun Dragonfall video. I recently bought a new PC myself, actually, and I spent all my money on it. As we record this, it still has not actually arrived. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow, so that's fun.
So then we'll finally get that long promised Deus Ex Human Revolution series.
Yeah, really.
With the toaster.
I should be able to we'll probably talk about this more in a different video that people may or may not know about. I don't know when this one's gonna go live, actually. This is probably gonna go live before the 1 year stuff, but whatever. Spoiling everything.
Hey, he's just being cryptic.
Yes. But once my new computer arrives, I can be just as cryptic as Yisha right now. She's also a hologram, which explains why she's
single player,
going
she would
stuff.
kick that board aside, and it's great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was she a hologram in the single player version?
Yes, it's just she was a hologram that kicked that board aside.
Oh, of course, because she still had physics. So yeah, actually, let's use that now that we're 12 minutes into this video. Let's use that as a springboard to discuss Myst Online as a thing.
I beg your pardon.
Well, because it's Myst Online. Was it originally released as Myst Online or was it released as the single player Uru content?
It was they designed it from the ground up as it is a multiplayer adventure game.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was Ubisoft that messed up or Cyan overextended their budget or something, but they had a panic attack and released most of it as single player.
Either way, that was what ended up happening. And that's how Uru ended up being released, right?
It was released in 2003, before Myst 4.
Yeah.
As this is 2003 graphics, guys. Not too bad.
Is this actually so because this is the latest version of Myst Online, is this actually the same graphics engine that they used back then too?
Yes.
They haven't updated it or anything?
Cyan developed this graphics engine and used it to make Real Myst.
Yep.
Hi, Aisha. She they used it to make Real Myst as a tech demo, and then when that worked, although really badly optimized, really badly optimized, they optimized it, then released this, and then Myst 5 is in the same engine as well.
Right. So the reason that we're talking over Yisha as well is
because she's talking about a river.
Yeah, because nothing she says in this game makes any sense, so it doesn't really matter that. It's unfortunate that there
also,
aren't
you
subtitles.
should totally play this game, and you should totally play this game and use us as as sort of stilted walkthrough, and therefore you should go find out what she says yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's free.
Yes, it is. It is free to play. It's I'm sure if I remember correctly, I'll make plenty of references to this. There we go. I'll make plenty of references to this in the future, but it's also horribly optimized. As we mentioned, the engine for Real Myst was not particularly well optimized at first, but they still did a pretty poor job with this one.
They tried their darndest. Myst 5 is more stable. Quotation marks.
Stable. Ah, yes. It's I mean, yeah, like, it didn't crash on me or anything. Well, spoiling a little bit that I had to play a little bit. But
well, you just gotta break everything, bruh.
It runs very poorly. And
I accidentally acrobated. Ignore me. I'm fine.
It's fine. I mean, we've already established. Actually, we're not the same mysterious.
We're not the stranger anymore. We are me. This is my approximation of myself.
So, what it turns out is that just literally everyone in the Myst universe, and by extension the real world universe, because for some reason somehow they are one and the same. Everyone's just like superhuman. I mean, I don't mind being superhuman myself. Like, I could
really
live
nice.
with that. Yeah, like being able to drop 100 feet and land without even a flinch. Like, that's something I think everyone could kind of live with, you know?
Yeah.
Where are we? I don't remember this.
We were in a borrow cave.
What are we doing here? Oh,
looking at things.
There's a first-person mode.
There is a first-person. It's terrible. Don't use it.
Which seems odd to say, considering that Myst is mostly known for being a quote-unquote first-person adventure game series.
I don't know. Real Myst and Myst 5 do the first-person real-time thing a lot better than this game does.
Is there a is there a third-person mode in Myst 5?
No. You're the stranger again, and you're presumably like 130 at that point.
So they didn't want to render old man doing I presume
it could be old woman. It could be white old man. It could be white old woman. It could be black old man. Black old woman. That's the problem. It could be fat. It could be thin. Could actually be in a wheelchair. We don't know.
I presume, just based on what's happened in every other Myst game, I presume that Myst 5 is still going to have us performing amazing feats of acrobatics that no human should actually be able to do.
No, Myst 5 contains us absolutely failing at some pretty basic maneuvers that require us to solve puzzles to get around.
Ah. Well, at least they...
Like, in the very first stage in Myst 5, you know how normally you can go up to a ledge that's at your waist and just kind of, like, haul yourself up on it? Lol, no. As I said, presumably we're 130 at that point.
Yeah, at least they thematically consistent there. Considering the amazing feats we can pull off in all of the other Myst games, I'm a little bit surprised, but okay.
Yeah. Riven, we plummet out of a pipe. Myst 3, we literally crawl through the world's tightest vent. Myst 5, we have issues with waist-height walls.
I mean, hey, you know, when you're 130,
Myst
you're
4,
130.
we literally fly through the sky in a tent.
Yep. Oh,
I still have no idea how that worked.
Thank you. I really appreciate this, actually. Yesterday the neighbors were very loud as well, and apparently
I heard that thunking.
Yeah, apparently it's gonna keep up today, so that's good.
Leave it all in, it's fine.
Always nice to be recording when people are smashing on walls. This is why I don't record on weekends, everybody. But
as you record on a weekend.
Yeah, well, apparently the only time that Spencer has for free time to record anymore is on weekends, and that's of course.
And are you kidding? I had to like do terrible things to my schedule to make this work.
You had to perform unholy
sacrifices,
did you?
You
Much
deserve
like
that
that
knocking.
I assume that that's actually your doing.
I am actually just torturing you through like prayers and stuff. Yes.
At this point, you know, it was part of the ritual that you had to enact to get this free time. It was like everything still has to go wrong somehow. So on top of technical issues like happening just outside of these recordings, we're also going to just have loud noises everywhere inside the recordings.
Hey, I had to suffer dishes for months. Now you get to suffer neighbors.
I mean, I'm not the one who's going to end up like suffering in the end. It's going to be the listeners. everybody just gets to hear all of this grinding and smashing against the wall. I literally don't actually even know what they're doing. Like, I don't understand what they could be doing because it's...
Well, you just said grinding and smashing yourself. Like, come on, it's obvious.
Well, no, because it's like, well... People can hear it. Like, it's like they're hammering on the wall. Like, with an actual hammer. And the thing that gets me is that, like, it's always like this. Like, it's always just, like, hammering. And I don't fundamentally understand what they could possibly be doing that consistently causes so much noise. But, you know...
They just love you. They love you, David.
The neighbors at my old apartment were incredibly loud as well. Like, always smashing on the walls. And I don't understand how I've always managed to live in a place where the neighbors were really incredibly loud. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, we can capture screenshots.
Yes, we have a camera. And look when this was taken. Hoo boy.
Shush. 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 Shush.
So everybody gets a snapshot as to when Myst Online started.
Jeez, Myst Online could have gone down when I wasn't looking at this point.
Wow. I think they're even...
Ignore the neighbors, maybe they'll go away. It's fine.
I think they're even louder than I am at the moment, actually. Which is...
I've never heard them before, and now I do, so I'm impressed.
Yeah. They are particularly noisy today. I'm half expecting to just see a hammer come, like, crashing through my wall any minute now. Just smash right through, and they'll be like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't know you were right here." It's like, you're not on the end of the building, guys. What did you expect was going to happen? You're not supposed to be back, like, we don't own these apartments anyway. You're not supposed to be, like, making modifications to the walls.
I like how that's, you're still, like, if you entered another David rant.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love it.
totally. I mean, I don't... We did this so many months ago that I don't remember. Like, I'm just so checked out. Like, the last thing I remember doing for any sort of relation to... Actually, I made another joke that I'm going to spoil in Myst Online. Because,
You're the worst. You're worst.
No, nobody's going to remember it by the time the video goes live, so don't worry. It was just... So do you remember the video where we ran into Lara Croft?
Yes.
I ended up...
That's such a weird thing to say.
I ended up finding the GIF that you were talking about.
Oh my gosh. Do not spoil it.
I won't. That's all.
Good.
That's what I'll say, is that I ended up finding the GIF you were talking about. And it took me a very long time to actually get it into the video.
Worth it?
I hope so. I mean, it remains to be seen once the video goes live. But
yes, it was worth it. That GIF is one of the best things.
It took me like...
Anyways.
It took me like 5 hours, I think, or something, because I couldn't use the GIF itself. For some reason, it just broke the rendering process. So I had to export the GIF as a sequence of images, and then put every image individually into the video. It was it took a very long time. So
Okay, by the way, guys, this is called the Nexus. It's a great big circle of books.
Indeed.
That's all it is.
What's it for?
Accessing every single book you've ever linked to in the entire game.
Fantastic. We can also do that from our island in the sky, right?
Yes, but Nexus allows you to go to the public versions.
Oh, which is... Oh, hey, yeah. I accidentally warped here. I'm gonna say that every time we, like, run across this place. It's like, I accidentally warped here.
Well, this is the starting place for the actual public stuff, yes.
What are we doing here, then? We're just...
Escaping.
We were just taking a look.
Taking a look.
Have a nice glance at the scenery, and then, leaving. Is that, like, in the, like, middle of the Dunny Cavern or something?
Yes.
Because it looked very cavern-like.
It was. That was just the middle of the Dining Cavern, absolutely.
So can we...
This is weird. The single-player version has a type into it, if you'd like, journal, and it's not in the Myst Online version.
Well, I mean... Yeah, I could understand that. They gotta... I mean, those online servers can't hold everybody's nonsense, right?
They hold where every rock in the public cavern is at all times. And your private caverns, too.
Whoa. Let's not start talking about people's private caverns here. This is supposed to be family friendly. Is it?
If I could punch you through this microphone.
I don't know. How many of our... I like to think that most of our playthroughs have been like 99% family friendly, but...
And then there's that one moment where I'm like, now I can't show this to my church anymore. Thanks.
Yeah, there's always that one little like 2-minute segment in like halfway through episode 7 or something that just gets really weird, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, somebody's gonna be offended by this.
And then we do it anyways.
I mean, for in the name of, you know, I mean, I wouldn't call it comedy, but something at least, right?
We somehow have a small viewership, so we're doing something.
Yeah, we got like 4 people. That's something, right? It's better than having nobody. It would feel really disappointing if there were 0 people who watched these. That probably happens.
Breaking my heart, bro.
Yeah, that probably happens to some people, and I'm just like, oh.
By the way, that was the end. That was the intro to the game. I hope you enjoyed our time traveling, waffling again.
Myst Online.